So in this news report, I'm going to be giving you an update to the public transport system here in Mallorca. I'm also going to be talking about booking a holiday as well if you haven't got yours booked. And also we're going to have a look at the weather forecast for the week ahead. So the island is looking extremely busy at the moment, all over the resorts, and the buses as well. I've heard reports that the island-wide red and yellow TIB buses are very busy too, particularly those which are connecting resorts or connecting Palma. The same goes as well with the blue EMT buses within Palma itself, and these are the buses which join Playa de Palma, Campastia and Arenal to Palma, as well as from Palma to Cala Major and Ilietes. Now, I've heard reports that in some cases, and depending on the time of day, these buses are passing by bus stops completely full. Now, sometimes we are seeing as well that another bus will come along empty and pick up those passengers. But in other cases, just be prepared for a longer wait for another bus to come along and pick you up. If you can't get on the bus, then again go for a taxi too, but we are seeing even queues for the taxi ranks as well in Palma in early evening, really getting along from as early as 7 o'clock in the evening. Now, my advice is, if you are planning a day out on the island, that you also have a plan B to go with that as well, and that's if you're trying to get public transport, because plan A may not work out. So here are some ideas to organise a plan B. Firstly, you may find it a lot easier to actually get the bus into the completely opposite direction that you're intending in going to, particularly if the buses are looking emptier. So for example, you could be on Alcudia Beach Resort, somewhere along Alcudia Beach Resort, and the buses are just passing by full on the way to Alcudia Old Town. Well, you could actually just jump on the bus down to Camp Picafor and go and explore that area as well, because I mean it's absolutely lovely. My other piece of advice is to find another route. Now, this is advice from admin Anne from the Facebook group, who travelled back from Alcudia to Palma just a few days ago. Now, she decided not to wait at the back of a very long line for a TIB bus coming directly from Alcudia to Palma, because she actually risks not getting onto the bus itself. So what she did, she hopped onto the TIB bus to Inca, and then when she was in Inca, she jumped onto a very empty train to Palma. So it's just a case of checking out the TIB bus timetables and trying to maybe figure out an alternative route to the one that you did have planned. But it's not all doom and gloom on the buses. I've just met a couple here who are staying down in Camp de Mar. Now tell me guys, how have you found travelling around on the local buses here in Majorca?
We found it really easy actually, very frequent. We've been to Peguera a couple of times, we've been to Palma twice, we even got the bus from Palma over to Palencia, and we've been to Andrax as well, and yeah, we've had no trouble at all. Pretty much always on time, and we could always sit down. Yeah. It's easy to use the card system, so yeah, we like to use the local buses. Yeah,
definitely.
That's really fantastic to hear. I've heard reports that a lot of full buses have been passing by bus stops. Have you had any experience of that at all?
No, not at all. No, I mean, whether it's where we've been, although it's busy in Palma, we still managed to get on the bus. Yes, yeah. I will say Palma bus station is very hot and humid, but
yes, definitely.
Take plenty of water for underground. But yeah, no, luckily we haven't had it. One bus was late, I think, probably about 15 minutes going back from Peguera the other day. But we've used them every day, and we haven't really had any problems.
That's fantastic to know. Thank you very much for talking to me, and enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Thank you.
Also, you would have heard me mention as well in previous videos that you can actually get the TIB bus from the airport out to resorts. But in some cases, I don't really recommend you getting the TIB bus back to the airport if you have to change on that bus. Now, for example, if you're wanting to travel directly from Puerto Poyensa to the airport, you will have to change in Alcudia. However, my advice is actually to get a direct bus into Palma and then getting on the A1 bus all the way out to the airport. And I recommend this as well for any of the other resorts that you are staying in where you can't get a direct bus, to maybe change in Palma, but maybe avoid having to change in Alcudia, because we're seeing that these bus stops are extremely busy at the moment. And if getting the bus just seems like too much hassle for your stay as well, for seeing the island, then just book a tour instead. So I'm going to push this again. Head on over to my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com, and that's /experiences, where you'll find lots of inspiration for things to do on the island. And don't forget to, if you click on any of the links within the articles about things to do in Mallorca and you go ahead and book the ticket, you also get to support my YouTube channel as well without any extra cost to yourselves. Okay, so in other news, we are experiencing limited availability now on the islands going through the summer, and I'm hearing reports that a lot of hotels have now had to stop sales. Now, if you are still able to find a really good deal for a holiday, please head on over to the Facebook group and let us know how much you paid for your holiday and also where you found it as well, because I'm all about trying to give good news to anyone wanting to come over to the island this summer. So if you see a good deal, let us know about it and where you can book it to. Now, just looking at the prices of holidays at the moment here on the island, it's actually even more expensive for us as residents to even try and get a couple of days away, and I'm looking at hotel nights starting from around 150 or 180 euros per night. So if you're getting a really good package holiday deal from the UK or from within Europe, then you know that's absolutely fantastic, but just bear in mind it's actually going to cost you less coming here to the island than it is for us residents to get a quick breakaway. Now, you may have also seen my news as well about sunbeds in hotels and the sunbed wars which are also raging. Now, it also turns out that a lot of the sunbeds on the beaches are being booked out early. There's nothing we can do about that, but if you are looking to grab a sunbed on one of the many resort beaches, then my advice as well is to get there early in the morning and get your sunbed reserved, particularly if you can't get a sunbed beside the swimming pool. Now, I'm hoping to hear good news as we move on into the summer about the sunbed issues in hotels. I'm still getting many more reports about hotels around the island who are allowing the sunbed wars to take place, but keep letting me know about it, because any hotels I hear displaying best practice, I shall let you know before you book your holiday in the future. So I have a very quick weather update for you as we go on into the following week. Now, as you can see behind me down here in Peguera, we're enjoying wall-to-wall sunshine, and that is set to continue. I see on the forecast we have a little bit of cloud rolling in, but don't let that worry you too much, because the highs at the moment are of between 29 and 31 degrees. So make sure as well you cover up in the sun and you reapply a sun cream too if you have been in the water swimming, because the sun is extremely strong out here. Okay everyone, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You can find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next video. Goodbye for now.